Hey everybody, this is Ashy with another Untold quick clip, and this one is a biggie. How do I create a character in Untold? Ooh, really scary, right? No, not really. Come on over. Alright, the first thing you want to do in Untold is you want to pick your race, right? So I want to be an APOC churl, and we have lots of different cards with lots of different awesome pictures, and this one really resonates with me. So this is the one I'm going to be. I've got an instant character portrait, so I'm going to play this guy. My GM has told me I got 40 points to build my character. So as soon as I lay that down, I know I've got 35 points left, okay? And normally if I was in a real game, this is a story swap, so I would tell a story about how Toa came from some volcanic mountains, and how he is imbued with the blessing of the mountains and fire, and his father gave him this awesome war club that he likes to use as well. So a little bit of background on my character. I'm telling a story, I'm role-playing. Toa doesn't need any mind. He has a basic mind. He doesn't have anything above average. So I'm actually going to discard this aspect card. I don't want to play it. Aspects are completely optional. You don't have to play them. So I'm just going to set that aside. However, Toa is a big, tough, burly, strong guy. So I do want to play a body aspect card. And I'm actually going to play a body 2. So I'm now up to 11. 6 plus 5 is 11. And Soul in Untold, actually, it dovetails with a lot of the magic abilities that you'll be playing. And so I want Toa to, if he doesn't have some soul powers, soul-based powers now, I want him to grow to have those. So I'm actually going to go ahead and play Soul level 1 because it fits into my backstory. I want him to have a magical leaning and bent. So those are both story swaps. I've both told you a little bit of story already, why I'm choosing those, and so that satisfies that requirement. And I've paid the points. That was 11, and that's now 13. So now what you do with all of your power cards is you just separate those into different piles, okay? And this is where swapping comes in. There's different swap types. The little book is a story swap, okay? It means you have to tell a story to put it in play. The little hourglass is a time swap. That means it takes a certain amount of time to put this in play, or you have to bring it ahead of time or something like that. You have to satisfy that requirement. This is another story swap. Here's a site swap. Little X marks the spot icon. And that means at some point in time, Toa had to be at a certain place, certain time, and do a certain thing to get this power if I choose it, which is Club of the Ancestors. So it works into my backstory. This is another story swap. This is a hot swap. Okay, a little fire. And the hot swap basically means I can play this card anytime I want, so long as I can pay the points and I can meet the action requirement. In this case, it's a free action hot swap, which those are really nice. So I'm going to put all of my hot swaps aside, all of my story swaps down, another time swap, another story swap, hot swap, and a story swap. Okay? And now, all I have to do is build my character based on what powers I want to select. So I saw a large in here. I really want Toa to be large. I really like that card because it gives me lots of good body bonuses. And it's a 10 UP. You can see by the points right there. And it's got beautiful art, which I really like. So I'm going to play that card. I want Toa to be a really large guy, which means he's taller than the average fellow. I mentioned earlier that my father, Toa's father rather, had given me a club of the Ancestors. So I'm going to play that card. That's 5 more points. Okay. And let's see, these are really good powers. I'm not going to play them right now because I'm only building a 40-point character. I may keep them aside. I may swap them in later. I'm going to play Mountain's Blessing, okay, which later on may unlock some cool powers for Toa. I'm not going to play Stone's Bones or Churl Warbow. I think right now, if I add up all of my points, I am at 31. All right, and so that leaves me a 9-point swap buffer. Now, your swap buffer is where you get to play your hot swap cards. So if you notice, all these cards that I set aside here, they're above 9, well, except for Adrenaline Push, so I'm going to keep that one aside. All right, so these guys are above 9. So right now, I can't play these, so I'm just going to set them aside. But these guys, I'm going to put in my swap deck because I may be able to play these at any time, again, as long as I can meet the UP requirement and the action requirement, which this is another free, okay, as is Shrug It Off. So anytime I want to drop these cards on Toa, boom, I do it, tell the story, and it happens. So that's how you build an Untold character. We just built a 40-point character, that easy. So don't tell me it's hard because I know it's not.